Hello, coaches, for the annual giving campaign for 2017. Thank you so much for stepping forward and agreeing to be a coach this year. I really, truly appreciate that. In this video, what I would like to do is kind of get you started. I was going to do a meeting, but there's so many of us that it's going to be probably impossible for us to get together and kind of have a kickoff meeting. So I'll have a kickoff video and I'll talk at you here for the next 10 minutes, just hopefully answering some of those questions about the campaign, and then maybe give you some ideas about how you want to organize as you kind of go forth and do your own thing really after today to spur your teams on to victory in there and really helping some great organizations. All right, well, the first thing I would like to do is talk a little bit about the structure of the campaign and what we're doing this year. So let's take a look at this email that went out. It summarizes a lot of the basics about the campaign. Please refer to that. This will be really it's the structure of what we're doing for this holiday season. Notice the dates. It's November 6th through the 30th. So we are started right now, actually. So rally your teams immediately. We don't have that much time. Now, who are we helping this year? We're helping the Franklin Avenue Medical Center and Early Head Start. Both of these are Mercy Health organizations. Now, as far as the faculty is concerned, both of these organizations did a presentation at the last faculty assembly, so the faculty are aware of the good works of these organizations. Staff, you may not be aware of what they do. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I put a little snippet in here of what they do, but they're a couple of really great organizations this year, and they just happen to be both connected with Mercy Health. All right, so let's talk about kind of your role as a team coach and what you're doing. Now, each team has about 4 coaches, except for the student team, which right now only has 1 coach. Student team. This is only to the student team. I recommend you go get some more coaches. You're probably going to need some help. Okay. So that's my own personal recommendation. Now, for the faculty and staff teams, there's about 4 of you each. So great. I think that's a really good number in there to help rally your team to victory. The teams the whole college community was divided into 3 teams based on kind of general giving totals. So in general, faculty and staff have always donated more than students by pretty much a 2 to 1 margin. So this kind of gives everybody kind of an equal team, if you will, in this whole thing. So it should be a nice horse race in here based on historical patterns. Now, obviously, there's 1,400 students in there, and we're about 70 some odd, maybe less than that, maybe about 50 some odd individuals on each one of the faculty and student teams. So we could get blown out of the water by the students. But just the general giving patterns should be a pretty good close race on horse race on this with these 3 teams. Team Santa is all students, and then Team Rudolph and Donner are the faculty, staff, executive staff, all separated equally into those 2 faculty and staff teams, Rudolph and Donner. So as a captain, or I should say as a coach, you want to make sure that you know which team you are on and who is on your team. So make sure you go back to that email I sent out. Sister Sally divided the college community into those Donner and Rudolph teams. Look at those names on there because that's who you're gonna rally. You're gonna get those folks. You're gonna coach them through our holiday giving campaign. All right. Now, so what do you do next? My recommendation is that, again, there's about 4 coaches per team that you guys get together and you come up with a plan on how you're going to rally your team to victory. Whatever that is, maybe it's knocking on doors, maybe it's passing out chocolates. I have no idea. Maybe sending emails out to your team. I don't know. That is up for you to decide on how to do that. Now, what is the goal? Or I guess the goal is obviously to help a couple of organizations that are really fantastic organizations. But we have this trophy out there, this team, this Frosty trophy that's going to go to the winning team. The winning team is going to be determined on number of items. That's about the fairest way to do it versus dollar amount totals or weight or anything like that. We're just simply going to count the items. So that's I think the easiest and fairest way to do it. I think it's going to all work out in the long term, when you look at items donated. And this is going to be a traveling trophy. And what that means is that one year, let's say, for example, let's say Team Rudolph wins this year. Their name's going to be put on the trophy. Then next year, let's say Team Santa wins. And then Santa is going to win the trophy for that year, and their name will be put on it. Maybe this trophy will sit up on the sixth floor for the year, kind of uh, their trophy for the year. So kind of think of it that way, kind of like the Stanley Cup, where it travels around from winning team to winning team, that kind of thing. So that's what we're hoping to do. Sort of establish maybe a tradition in this and make it a little fun, for the teams to kind of to feel that spree decor, sort of like the OSU Michigan blood drive challenges. Everybody's trying to beat each other and how much blood they can donate. Sort of similar, and items that we can donate. Item report totals will be given out frequently, so you can push those out to your team so they can see like, oh yeah, we're down 2 items, or we're down 20, or we need, we're ahead 10, or something like that. I think that will help also spur your teams on. Okay, then um, at the end of this, remember we end on November 30th, but we are going to have a gratitude celebration where we're going to bring in those organizations. Hopefully, there's staff members, some of them that can attend. The entire college community is going to be invited to this gratitude celebration on December 4th. There's going to be lunch provided. So we're really going to thank those organizations, and we're going to thank the college community in total for all the great work that they do. And at that time, we will be awarding the Frosty to the team that has the most items for the campaign. We really want, and I think we'll get there, but we really want at least a minimum of 1,918 total items among all three teams. I think we can do that. Wouldn't it be cool if each team had at least, 1918 items? Now that'd be fantastic. That's my dream. But at least if we can get to 1,918 items total for the campaign, that's really our goal, our goal focus as a total campaign. All right, so we've got that. We've got the gratitude celebration. So be talking that up with your team again on December 4th, and who's going to win the coveted Frosty Award. Now, what are we donating? I've gotten some questions like that already, and I refer. Look at the email. I sent an email out that shows the needs list in there. So let's take a look at that. There is a needs list that was sent in a previous email. It'll be very clear which group gets what items. So don't worry about labeling anything. Don't wrap anything. These aren't Christmas presents, so don't wrap anything either. But obviously, the early head start. These are all basically toys, learning toys, books, games, puzzles, stacking cups, baby dolls, puppets, crayons, etc. So kind of these learning and developmental toys in here. So look for those. And then for the Mercy Health Franklin Avenue Medical Center diapers, and that's newborn to size 5. So be careful. They only need to size 5. Any broken packs, half packs, whatever, bring them in, because what they're going to do is the Franklin Avenue Medical Center is going to break the packs up. They do not give full packs of diapers out to people. They give like 5 or 10 at a time. They're not trying to build someone to be dependent on them for diapers. It's really to get somebody over maybe a crisis that they're facing. So know that half packs are perfectly acceptable. Shampoo, conditioner, toiletries, feminine hygiene products, hair ties, body soap, deodorant, and then so those are toiletry, kind of the toiletry items in there. And then professional clothing that can be gently used or new. Just clean. Make sure it's clean, that you've washed it, or it's nicely pressed, and you maybe even dry cleaned, if at all possible. That could be shoes, belts, pants, shirts, male, female. The whole purpose behind this is to give somebody an outfit that they can wear for a job interview. Because some folks may only have, some sweatpants, or maybe something that's not as professional as necessary for a job interview. So again, really help that self-sufficiency of individuals, help folks get jobs. They do that at the Franklin Avenue Medical Center, in addition to the healthcare items that they do too. So we can use those items there. So please bring those in. All right, so that's a little bit about the structure of the campaign. who's on what teams, what we're going for, and what the giveaways or what you should be collecting, the items to collect, the needs list that we're looking for this year. Now, just some recommendations. One, get your teams together right away. Your coaches, I should say. Coaches, get together right away. Figure out what you want to do because the clock has already started. All kinds of ideas are floating around. I've heard some people talking already about it. But get your ideas on what you want to do. You know who you are. So I ask that you self-assemble the four coaches for each team and start talking about how you're going to get your teams to victory. Students or student, I recommend that you find some more coaches. Work with Sister Sally for the student group. Work with Sister Sally on any communications that you would like to send email wise to the college community. We have to have that approved in general before sending out an email to about 1,400 students, but I don't think that should be a problem. For the other faculty and staff teams, you could obviously make email lists with the names provided if you wanted to kind of keep your teams informed through maybe an email group. I think that would be kind of cool. At least that's the way I would do it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, think of some creative ways to get those teams excited about the campaign and giving. I think we can have a lot of fun with this year, and help some great organizations along the way. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is to help some great organizations along the way. College community has been very, very generous over the years, so I anticipate that they're going to be very generous this year, and we're going to get that 1,918 total items and more through this campaign. All right. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Sister Sally. We're both the co-sponsors of the annual giving campaign this year. We can hopefully answer some of your questions for you. Again, go back to those source documents, the needs list, and that email that kind of showed everything about the campaign. Those that may ask or answer some of the questions that you may be asking as well. And other than that, I think we're pretty much straightforward. I'm not sure if I did mention this, but the donations are going to be collected on the third floor, right across from the student lounge. We have clearly listed bins, and make sure that your team members deposit the items in the clearly listed bins so that they get credit for those items. Sister Sally will be taking those out on a daily basis and running those counting totals for us. So. All right, well, there we go. Again, thank you so much for stepping forward in your leadership in this campaign. I was very excited to see so many people within hours of asking. Just my email box was one right after another willing to be a coach. So thank you so much for doing that. All right, thanks again.